yes, oh yes, oh yes. Here we go. Once again, everybody, welcome back to a channel audit live streaming service. As always, on time, everybody. Yes, welcome here. I am your host for the next couple of hours, and I go by the name of Rob Wilson, and you join us here with the creator-obsessed YouTube education channel that every Tuesday opens up its doors and lets hundreds of you in to share your YouTube channels and allow us a little bit of critiquing, a little bit of feedback, a little bit of motivational support to help you get your channel to the next level of your journey. And as always, I could not do this without a incredibly capable coasting co-host. Dan and I have already agreed that we're going to start to get t-shirts to reflect what role we currently do on the live stream. This week, I am hosting. Today, Dan is 100% coasting. You're on, Dan. Hello. Wake up, sir. We're live.
Hello?
Hello. You're on full screen. It's all over to you.
Hey.
Hey. Dan, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you can make it. Your lights, as always, look stunning. I'm trying now to compete with Rob-sanctioned GIFs, which may change throughout. Folks, let us know if you would prefer Rob GIFs or Dan lights. How's it going, Dan? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
How was hosting last week? Yeah, I'm pretty good. I enjoyed last week. It was very fun and entertaining. Sean did an awesome job as usual. I believe one of us will be appearing on his podcast later on in the week. But yeah, you're now in the coasting position. So what did you bring to this live stream?
Coffee.
Coffee. Great to know. We want to welcome everybody today, including our community. Do let us know in the comments if this is your first time here or if you are a regular. I want to say hello to our moderators, including Vicky, Slavgard Manga. I've also seen Calvin the Unfindable, who is definitely findable every single week these days. And our members. If there are any members in the live stream today, do make sure to say hello with one of our exclusive emojis that you get when you become a member here at vidIQ. We're going to read out some of those members throughout this live stream, and I'll start with just a couple that joined in the last 7 days that include Tim and Heather Goecki. I've almost definitely pronounced that surname incorrectly. Versus Speaks Royally and Ross Neem. Those are three that I'm going to read out now, but I'm going to read out some more of them. If any of you are in the live stream, do let us know. Yes, we can see even vidIQ, whoever's controlling vidIQ right now, just gave us a savage Dan thinking Jasper emoji. We approve of that. But let's get into business, because here's what we do every single week. Explain in a 48-second live stream tutorial. Welcome to the vidIQ channel reviews live stream. Simply fill in the correct form in the video description and your channel will be considered for review during the live stream. Channel reviews are free, so no need to send us a super chat, and don't spam us in the live chat. We'll ignore it and you may be put in timeout. After the live stream, don't forget to download the vidIQ extension where you can get a custom channel audit, daily ideas, and an AI-powered video title generator. Link is in the description. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow creators. Thank you to all of our moderators who help us out on the live stream every week. You know who you are. Give us a like if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and share it with like-minded fellow creators. All right, let's get started.
Koifish says, I might as well become a member. I live here anyway.
Yeah, have we just had like 5 members join us in the last minute? That's fantastic. I'm going to try and make sure to read out all of your names throughout the rest of the stream. A bit of housekeeping first, though. As mentioned, Super Chats will not buy you a channel audit, but they will buy you a bit of airtime if you ask a question. Dan and myself will try and discuss it throughout this live stream. A bit of a tip, you probably want to put in a Super Chats in the first hour and 10, to guarantee that we get a chance to read them out, because like we always get swamped at the end of a live stream with like 50 super chats that we need to get through, and we haven't really got time. Dan loves it that I'm mentioning that we should do super chats early. If your channel isn't, I think Dan's just now repeating my GIF. Yeah, people, if you just want to record Dan for 5 seconds and turn it into a GIF. Anyway, what was I going to say? I was going to say that channels, while acceptable on YouTube, may not be acceptable in our channel audit because we have to cater for a universal audience. So if it's something that's maybe a bit political, or is it about weapons, or like reactions to horror movies, we might not be able to audit it. We do apologize in advance if that is the case. And just one more thing. This is a vidIQ public announcement. We have a brand new tool that is available right now for you to check out. If you point your web address to www.vidiq.com/chats, you can take advantage of this brand new tool that we have, the AI Coach. Make sure it's set to advanced, and all you have to do is ask it, what do you think of my channel? And if you've already authenticated your YouTube channel with vidIQ software, then it's going to give you a breakdown of what's going on for your channel. So once we finish this live stream and you weren't able to get a channel audit here, because we get hundreds of entrants every single week, then this might be the tool for you. It's now telling us what vidIQ is about. And yes, we are about helping YouTubers get more views, subscribers, and monetize their channel. That is 100% accurate. And over the past 30 days, it's telling us we've gained 27,000 subscribers and received 2.2 million views. That is fantastic. And our audience is predominantly male. That is correct. And the largest age group is 18 to 24. Let me know if you're in that demographic right now as you're watching this live stream. It's going to continue to give us more information about our channel, including the top performing videos. And what it will do after this is likely give us suggestions on a type of videos we should be making next. And you take that even further. You could ask it to suggest titles for those videos. You can ask it to start writing a script. You can get it to do so many things that are personalized to your channel. And we're really excited about this tool. So we recommend that you try it out. There's a link in the description. Thank you, Dan. There's a link down here as well to check it out. And we may revisit the coach a little bit later on to see what advice it can give us about specific channels. But now
we should ask it to help broaden our demographics.
Yeah. Maybe we need. Let us know if there's any females in the live stream as well. Yeah, we want you representing a little bit more if that is possible. Let's audit then, Dan, our first channel that's submitted this week in the forms. It is Rod McBain. They have 900 subscribers, a tech and DIY adventure. Give me your initial thoughts here, Dan, while I try and fix what's going on with my clock in the background, which is broken already.
It's because you didn't slide the thing over to live.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So the first thing, without even looking at the thumbnails or anything like that, I heard you say something, tech and DIY, which to me sounds like two totally different channels. Maybe there's some crossover as I start to like stare at the thumbnails for a bit that I'm missing. But I mean, so on the right there, best home battery system. I could see how that's both. I could see that's both tech and DIY. Interestingly enough, probably the top viewed. Yeah, one of the top viewed videos on the channel. So I can see a crossover there, but let's see. Discover the benefits of Topton something thermal image camera. That seems like tech to me, just straight tech. Not even sure how DIY like fits into it. And the views on that video kind of reflect my confusion there. So it seems like when they talk about the home specifically, and then technology for homes, and maybe specifically smart homes, things like that, that seems to bring in a lot of views. But when they kind of branch off in those two middle videos right there, where it's more DIY, like construction related style content, that is not resonating with this very new audience that this channel is developing. Less than 1,000 subscribers, videos with already like 30,000 views. But yeah, you can kind of see exactly what we're going to say just on the surface here. It's time to double down on technology for the home.
With 6 videos and to already have some with over 10,000 views, this clearly demonstrates that YouTube doesn't punish small channels. It's not against, or it's not going to suppress small channels if it finds good content. And it looks to me like this creator has found a ultra micro niche, which is, I think, sustainable living at home. I watched one of their videos and I get the impression, Dan, it's about not living off the grid per se, but being able to power your house in cases of emergencies. So like the huge battery system in the house that's going to keep your house warm and powered when the zombie apocalypse arrives, which is due to happen in about 3 years at this point. And so, Dan, as we see here, those 3 battery-based videos have thousands of views. Whereas converting a suspended floor to screed with underfloor heating that has 200 views, that maybe seems like another super micro niche, which doesn't have the same level of audience.
I wonder if they would argue that, because when you think about it, like a suspended floor with like heating, right? So what they're really saying there is how to make a heated floor, which to me sounds like a smart home innovation.
Right. Okay.
But it's pitched as like a construction kind of video.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Right.
Yeah.
So like instead, it's like it should be a picture of a nice bathroom tiled floor with little animated heat waves coming off of it, and then like the best heating system for floors 2023 or something like that. That would be way more in line with the battery powered home video.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there. So maybe a little bit of a different pitch. This might be a good place to start thinking about your very specific value proposition. So instead of being a tech and DIY adventure, the value proposition is more along the lines of, I'm really terrible at doing this on the spot on a live stream, but it's something along the lines of a self-sustaining home for you and your family. You could probably condense that a little bit more, but that's kind of a direction I'm going in. And every video that you make, that is the guiding principle behind it. Thumbnails, Dan, I think we both agree they need a little bit of work. The videos seem to be performing well in spite of them on some occasions. What I'm seeing is that they're very flat. So everything is in sharp focus in the foreground, whereas maybe some bits of it need to be in the background, or just showing wires or a piece of tech that's probably not familiar to the viewer is probably not the best way to go forward. You were mentioning for the converted suspended floor, underfloor heating, maybe some graphics or like wavy lines to indicate heat might be a better way to illustrate that, at least on a thumbnail.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm actually doing something in the background now with this channel.
Okay.
Just trying to see if I can
Sure.
offer some even more advice here. So you keep talking.
Yeah. So another thing I want to do is maybe just click on one of these videos, just to give you an idea of the quality of the content. I think you'll be able to hear this.
Brownouts, blackouts, climate change, war in Europe, COVID, everyone working from home. A battery system seems like it's gone from a luxury to a no-brainer. Today we're going.
So in 10 seconds, he's pitched like the potential fear, the problem, and then a possible solution. The filming isn't great. I think the audio is fine, but the framing is a bit weird. I guess to establish the type of content that you're going to make, that you do need to be kind of sat in front of a big battery. The lighting's fine, but I almost feel as if this kind of not rough and ready, but not perfect video quality matches the almost DIY element of the content. So I'm not going to complain too much there. And this is the creators, at least on this channel, 4/5 video. So that all seems fine in general. Let's just play it for a little bit longer.
Check out what the perfect system would look like and see if this is maybe it.
So we do have a fancy intro which shows a little bit more about their value proposition. I don't know if this is necessary. It felt a little long, but maybe it helps introduce people to the channel a little bit more, and it wasn't at the very beginning of the video. But those are my general thoughts on the video quality. Dan, what have you been able to find? If you've been able to find anything.
Yeah, I went and asked our AI coach, and I said, you know, this channel has a video called "The Best Home Battery System in 2023," and they want to make a video about heated floors. So it recommended, similar to what I said, the ultimate guide to heated floors for 2023. It does add a part to the title that I wouldn't include, which is "Warm Your Home Efficiently." That maybe that's like in the thumbnail or something, but I think this on its own is a great title suggestion. And it says this title is catchy, informative, and aligns with your previous successful video about home battery systems. It also emphasizes the year, which can attract viewers looking for up-to-date information, which also implies like you could make one of these in the future to follow up on it.
Let's challenge it a little bit. Ask it to rewrite the title in 50 characters, because this is something you can do with AI these days. It's like the title is in the right direction, but maybe it's a little long. Let's try rewriting the title in 50 characters and see what it comes up with. I'm going to cross my fingers here that it gives us a decent suggestion. But if it doesn't, we could just try again.
2023's top heated floors.
Oh, the ultimate warm home guide. Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like a listicle. Yeah, kind of a different video there. But you know, this is kind of like what you can use this tool for. You have a video, it's not performing well, or you're kind of concerned, you haven't launched it yet, and you can be like, you know, okay, my most successful video looks like this. This one's kind of similar. What do you think, AI? And let it kind of spit some suggestions at you. Maybe I could have asked it for 10 title suggestions, and it would have given me 10 title suggestions. So, you know, just one way you can use this.
And don't forget, that is the AI coach that you can try right now. So, Rod McBain, I think what I will say is that you've got the most important thing nailed down. I don't know if it's by luck or by what your target audience is and your value proposition is, but you just haven't marketed that well in the channel visuals. But you've found a niche in home sustainability. I'm going to use that phrase for now, which your audience is reacting well to. And when you focus on batteries in the home, you're getting views well beyond your audience. That should take you to monetization very, very soon. I wouldn't be surprised if you're close to 4,000 hours of watch time as well, given the length of these videos. So big thumbs up to you, Rod. And Dan, unless you've got anything else to add, shall we move on to the next channel?
Let's do it.
All right, then. So the first gaming channel that submitted this week call themselves itzLevi or itzLevi. Again, 900 subscribers. So another channel on the cusp of at least meeting one of their monetization requirements. What's popping? Here I post Eternal Return. Wow, try saying that fast 10 times. Eternal Return. Content every week. And looking at the view counts, they seem relatively healthy compared to the channel size. They're in the mid hundreds, so like 300, 500, 700 for a 900 subscriber channel. That's promising to me. They're posting on a regular basis. Looks to be 2 or 3 videos a week. That's the extent of my gaming knowledge for this one, Dan. So I'll throw it over to you.
We see a couple of listicles here that just did exceptionally well. You know, just the 2 top 5s that are on the left, and there's a top 5 that has 1.4K in the middle. So yeah, they're kind of tapping into something with the audience here of like how, you know, just how to like relate to them on that level. They play this game, they understand it, and you're giving your take on things, rankings and things like that. People love to watch. I mean, they even have a tier list video. People love to watch these tier list videos and get people's opinion on certain elements of games. And I think there's a number of reasons for that. I think you're helping people discover parts of the game they may not have known before. You're helping them like to get better at games. Sometimes it helps to just look at other people and how they're playing and how they're perceiving it. So when we talk about gaming channels and bringing value, it's as simple as that. Like, take your opinions and turn them into videos, and voila, you know, you have some pretty knockout successful videos here. Then you have the videos that are getting 300 views, 500 views, 96 views. And I'm looking at, okay, let me just pick on one here. 5 OP and fun squad comps in Eternal Return. Now, I look at the video and it sounds like another top 5, but maybe the 5 best, because here's what you did. You used OP, which is terminology gamers know, but like saying the best is so much simpler. It's so much more clear. And then I also worry, I don't know anything about this game, so you can disregard this, but I worry that maybe squad comps is also a term that maybe is not as relevant as you might think it is.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know that. You play this game, not me. But I would be really dissecting, because you did another 5 things video and it didn't do as well. So I'd be starting to look at how you pitched that video versus some of the other ones you've done.
I think that's a great point, Dan, in terms of accessibility to a viewer visiting your channel for the first time. Like if we look at this one, even though we haven't played this game, we get what's in this going to be in this video, the best characters for this game. No problem. This one, first we have to decode OP. Is that overpowered?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, see, I'm having to check with Dan the gamer here to check that that's right. But then squad comps, I have no idea what that means. You are more than welcome to get into the jargon and the terminology once you're in a video. But when it comes to just somebody scrolling through a feed, seeing a thumbnail and a title, you want to make it as simple and as instinctive as possible. So I think that's a great point, Dan, there. One thing I'm not seeing as we were scrolling through what looks to be a lot of exploration into the lore of the game and like listicles and strategies, I'm not seeing many update videos. My guess is that this game undergoes updates over the weeks and months. I think that would be really interesting to point out the updates and how they impact the game. You've done maybe 1 or 2. Like, I don't think new skins is good enough. I would be talking about Season 9 update. That'd be, again, much more basic in your pitch here. And then thumbnails, Dan. Again, do you think they're a bit too busy? Bit too, like, too many elements in the foreground? Background needs to be blurred out? Or what do you think?
I think they should experiment some more, because while some like their thumbnail style is largely the same in most videos. Now, some of your videos have over 1,000 views. I saw one with like 6,000 views, but I would still be experimenting with looking at trying to get thumbnails that look like the game, because right now these look like anime characters from an anime TV show. And the people who play the game, obviously there's some of them who it communicates well with, it resonates, but maybe there's like a lot of views left on the table because to a lot of fans of the game, it doesn't look like the game. You could look and see who else is covering this game and see how they're doing their thumbnails. Follow that trend before listening to just taking my advice at face value. But that is one thing I would consider. And then yes, even if you keep the anime characters blurring the background, doing things to help them pop, like these two right here are perfect examples. We're still using anime characters, but we've taken footage from the game, it seems, or another like screenshot from it and blurred it out. So now it pops way better. The text is very easy to read, and that's kind of that's the trend I'm seeing in this space. So
it tends to be one character as well.
Yes,
and a little less text than our hero channel here.
So it is a combination of kind of what I said. It keep your anime characters, but maybe pare it down to 1, and then take the backgrounds you're using, blur them out. Maybe a little bit darker too, because like sometimes the background, like I'm looking at Trap's Guide, the sun behind Trap's Guide is like brighter than everything else in the foreground. And I balance that a little bit more, because now the character is not drawing my eye to it, So try and strike different balances, play around a little bit more with your thumbnails. They're good. Like overall, these are good thumbnails, but
the fine,
tweaking them and like making them a little bit better. That's what I would be doing.
I just want to click on one of these videos because it looks like it's a VTuber, and I'm always curious about this style of content.
Being the best way to get better at Eternal Return, but there's a few things you can do outside of playing the game to help you improve as a player. What's poppin', everyone? It's your boy Levi, and we're going to look at the best Eternal Return resources that can help you improve your play. Starting off with the match history replay.
Okay, so even though it's like a VR setup, they're still using pattern interrupts, like moving themselves across the scene and like images appearing. I think that's cool. Because it's one of those things where VTubing is interesting for 10 seconds, and then the viewer gets settled into this new style, and then you've still got to have all of the classic editing stuff to keep it interesting for the viewer. So I
would have liked to see you introduce yourself like you did as the VTuber, but then I wanted to see game footage pop up a lot sooner. The more you started talking about playing Eternal Return, I was waiting for footage of the game to kind of pop up in the background. So
fair point.
I like what they are doing, but again, we're talking about tweaks here. We're not trying to like roast the channel or anything. It's just, hey, this looks good. Here's some tips on how it can be leveled up and be even better.
I applaud you as well for using your community tab extensively. All right, you're not getting a massive amount of engagement yet, but this builds just like your channel.
Yep.
So keep doing that. Keep posting every single day. We approve of that. So itzLevi or itzLevi, good channel there. Dan, I think it might be time to just welcome some more of our members in. So I got up to Rosniam. Do you want to introduce the following as new members?
Jose Burgos, thank you. 4T Garden, thank you. Cam TV, thank you. Carrie's Karaoke and Media Chop Up, thank you all. We have a whole bunch that have subscribed during the stream.
New members. If you are a member, or if you're not a member, express your feelings about this live stream so far, whether it's with a savage emoji, face palm emoji, or one of the built-in ones that YouTube can give you. Like there's a popcorn one and there's a 100 one. I can't remember what all of those are, but yeah, click on them. Give us engagement. Give us hearts. I'm seeing lots of hearts appear now. That's great stuff. We appreciate it. And we'll read out some more members a little bit later. But for now, let's audit another channel. And this channel calls themselves Villabuild. And I picked this one, Dan, because first of all, they describe themselves as not a gaming channel. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
And they're doing something interesting in the Minecraft space where I think they're taking cultural references from Minecraft and turning them into 2D pixel cartoons. If anybody's ever played Lemmings, and this is going back 25, well, 30 years, I'm really dating myself here. I got that vibe a little bit when I was watching some of these shorts. So what I'll do, Dan, is I'll play one of these shorts as you start to critique maybe the concept behind this.
Of all the 2D games you could have picked. Speedrunning Skywars be like. Okay. So here's what's interesting about this. So, making use of memes, things like that. They are using the sound effects from Minecraft in like a style that, is interesting. Like people haven't, it looks blocky, so it reminds you of Minecraft a little bit. And then you hear the sounds and you're like, that's definitely Minecraft. Yeah. And then it only takes a little bit to kind of catch on to what we're doing here. If I had one suggestion based on the short we just watched, it's that the sound effects and things Minecrafty need to happen even sooner, because the problem with that short is the player kind of dropped in and it just straight up looked like a video game. And if I don't like video games, or I don't know what you're doing yet, I haven't got enough visual and audible cues that you're doing a specific thing based on a game I've actually heard of and I actually like. So there's some nuance in that critique and it takes some practice, but you can even look at the second one there to see if they did it better because it got even more views. Ultimately, you need the reminder of what this is like faster. It just has to start faster, if that makes sense.
So because it's Minecraft but different, you have to kind of communicate that as soon as possible. And it especially in a short where a viewer is going to give you sometimes at best 3 seconds before they swipe on, you need to communicate that in the first 3 seconds somehow. That might be like maybe a menu appearing, or like you say, a really familiar Minecraft noise as one of the first things that the viewer encounters.
Yeah, if you had like a button like start game or something, or I don't know, like find something that looks like Minecraft at the start. If you're opening a chest, you could put up a chest inventory, but the one straight up ripped out of Minecraft, and then it goes into your pixel, video that isn't Minecraft. And
so what do you think?
Just anything to like remind people.
What do you think about the ideas then here? It looks as if they're talking about the different types of players in Minecraft. And we saw a bit of memeing and comedy in the speedrunning Skywars Be Like video. Yeah. And all of these are getting very consistent views, which is a promising start, especially for a channel that has not even 100 subscribers right now. I mean, with shorts, you could get anywhere from 10 views to 10,000 views when you first start out. So to see this consistent run already is promising. It seems to suggest that when a viewer watches one of your shorts, they're then being served up another one at some point in the future, and they're happy to watch it. But I was thinking, Dan, because you have this different visual style, you could do almost any pre-existing Minecraft idea.
Yes.
And because it's in this new visual style,
yes,
it's going to get a different but new satisfaction from the viewer.
That I was gonna say that, but not that. But yes, like we're on the same page. What I would like to see from this channel is a more simplified version of what you're doing. And what I mean by that is, think about the video we just watched. If if Minecraft Sky Wars was 2D, you know, if blank was 2D, if, you know, just try that titling structure for like your next 10 shorts or one similar to it. Because think about like what you're doing here. Like you've kind of done two things in this short, right? It's not just Sky Wars in 2D, it's speed running Sky Wars in 2D. So that's two things. You don't need two things. You're already doing something really unique. Let's start smaller in terms of people and like their understanding. Like this is already a really unique way to look at Minecraft. Lean into that. So if, you know, building a dirt house in 2D, like little things like that to try and just like get the average Minecraft player. I played Minecraft. I don't like Sky Wars. I don't like mini games like that or PvP. I like building and I like exploring. So try and get viewers who just understand Minecraft hard stop. And then, you know, maybe expand in these more niche topics as time goes on, but you want to get recognized for the style. So start way simpler.
I don't want to neglect the long form videos that they're making, but it looks as if they were testing out long form content months, if not years ago.
Yeah.
When they didn't quite have the idea of these 2D pixel adventures. And now they've just done a couple of videos that are kind of explainers, short, long form content explainers. But it doesn't look as if they're committing too much to that side of their content. But it's good to see that they're making sure that they're covering all different types of formats on YouTube, because it's also got, I thought they were going to do live streams, but they haven't done any live streams.
I have one suggestion for one video here.
Yep.
Behind the scenes, how do I make the animations?
I think they did.
They did. No, that's what they did. I would have instead done how to make Minecraft in 2D, or how to play Minecraft in 2D, or something like again, more simple. Like, I don't know who you are yet, and like maybe if I haven't seen your shorts, I have no context into the animations you're referring to. So again, simplify, like how to make Minecraft 2D, like that simple. And the thumbnail can be similar, but I would take a split screen of Minecraft and then the same exact kind of looking scene, but the 2D version of it that you made side by side. Boom. Like, it's all about packaging. It could probably be the same exact video. It's just all about how you contain that in its nice title, thumbnail packaging.
Lovely stuff. We've had 3 channels. We've all had interesting things to look at and promising as well. I think they're all, so far, they've all nailed down their target audience, which is rare. You know, that's something that a lot of channels struggle with. But now, Dan, we need to do something really important. I need you to choose a new picture to go on a clock in the background. So which one would you like me to choose here?
Give me the money. Well, one with you shooting money in the air.
Gotcha. Done. That should load up. Show me the money. Great. All right, let's move on to our next channel. That is, when I bring it up, Time to Explore. Is that Sustainable Journeys? That script.
And then
the Danish male nurse explores.
So a lot of different things there, just in the title of the channel versus the title in the banner. I would have gone with one of the 5 things we see here. So either the channel name should be Time to Explore, Sustainable Journeys, or Danish Male Nurse Explorer. One of those things, because you have it's like you had all these great ideas for channel names and you haven't quite settled on one. So you kind of tried to use all of them. Channel names are good for like your branding when you consider your channel as a business. Is it a make or break? I personally don't believe it's a make or break. I think it helps to have a memorable channel name that's easy to spell. Yours is kind of long. End of the day, though, probably not a make or break. Your videos are still going to be judged kind of on their own. So let's look at the videos. Now, I picked this channel because I saw they were doing something pretty interesting. They're a travel channel that's trying to jump on different trends. So they have a couple of different videos here about ChatGPT, which we know is a huge trend right now. So exploring Copenhagen with ChatGPT, testing AI as the ultimate what? What happened? So
Travel Buddy.
Again, like I like this concept as a title and a video. That title feels really long. And I think what I would have done instead is ChatGPT plans my trip to Copenhagen. Boom. Like just dead simple. That's going to be my theme today. If you're noticing a pattern in my advice today, that's because everything I've seen today kind of follows this big pitfall that creators are making. They're not fully like narrowing down the focus of any individual video. They kind of over explain it with the title and the thumbnail, when what you want to do is keep it very simple and easy to understand for the average person. Who do you want to have watch these videos? Do you want your current viewers to watch them, or do you want new people to see them? Because I'll tell you this, your current viewers will also still watch them, even if they're titled and thumbnailed for new viewers in mind. So that would, again, that's going to be my advice to this creator, to encourage them to try and like simplify the concepts, because I like what they're doing. I like the idea of using this trending tool that everyone's using now and have it plan your vacation. And ChatGPT, actually, like, people do use it for that. So you're on the right track for sure. Can it plan trips to other places? And can it screw it up? Have you had it make plans and you're like, okay, ChatGPT, and you follow through in the video and it goes horribly wrong? Now you have a way different video. Now you have ChatGPT ruined my trip to blank. So you could probably take that idea, that concept, and use it all across your channel in all different styles of videos, and kind of triple down on that for a little while. But again, it's all about the packaging.
I have a question here, Dan. Do you think the nurse aspect is muddying the picture of the channel? Because as I looked through the thumbnails, to me, it just looks like a exploring Copenhagen / Denmark channel.
Yes.
I'm not seeing any reference to how to become a nurse, or like how to live in Copenhagen as a nurse on this budget. It feels as if they started out with that intent, but it's never really filtered into the titles and the thumbnails.
I'm guessing this person might be a travel nurse, which means their ability to travel to different destinations opens up quite a bit because they have a separate job to do while they're there. The nurse side of this either needs to be more on display or not on display. And listen, nurses are heroes. I don't want you to like diminish your presence as a nurse on YouTube, but you do kind of, like Rob said, muddy the waters a bit, because it starts to look like two different channels. Like, are you a channel that helps like potentially travel nurses in my example, or are you a channel that helps people traveling, you know? So when people get into the video and you do your hook and everything, and you want to kind of introduce new people into the video, maybe a little bit later on, you can explain, by the way, I'm a travel nurse, and that's how I came here today. And, you know, the hospital I work at's right over there and whatever. But anyway, I'm on break right now, so we're looking at this coffee shop. So you can work it into the personality of your channel, and like your community will understand who you are. But trying to put it front and center, like the title of your channel, you know, and then maybe sometimes it's appearing in titles, but it doesn't really belong there. We haven't looked at every single video. I don't know. I would be kind of like trying to remember, like, you want to keep this as simple as possible. You want people to not feel confused when they look at your content. You want them to have a clear understanding of what it is they're going to see when they click.
Can anybody hear that?
Uh-oh.
I don't know if it can, because StreamYards is really weird when it tries to mix the music when I'm talking. It might be there. I don't know. Anyway, what it's supposed to indicate is that it's time to delve into some super chats. Can anyone hear the music?
I turned it up a couple notches.
Yeah, why does StreamYards? You do some really good stuff, and then you just... So is that too loud? I don't know.
That was way too loud,
like
yeah.
It's deafening. Anyway, we're going to do some super chats. And it looks like, Dan, it stores new members as super chats as well.
You know that?
I've got different buttons to press here. First of all, I think this is a super chat from Hallowface with a 10. Could that be Danish krona? I don't know. Anyway, awesome. New members have a different sound effect. Old Man Gibb, welcome to the vidIQ family. Koi-Fish Gaming, welcome to the YouTube family. vidIQ family. I don't know what type of family we are yet.
Right.
Yarning for a Smile, welcome also to the family. This sound effect's getting boring already.
I'm so tired of it.
Body Hacks became a YouTube member as well. Let's try a different one. Oh no, well, hang on. This is a super chat from WB Ganaim. Awesome, thank you. What are you laughing at, Dan?
Just so many buttons you're pushing.
And then, yes, so another new member, Silverlight Gaming.
Oh boy,
joined us. Awesome stuff. And then a super sticky. Unfortunately, doesn't show us what the super sticky is storing.
I bet it's awesome
in StreamYards, but thank you for that super sticky. And now, we're on to a question.
Hold on.
I built that up so much.
I'm noticing that people don't know the difference between us. So I've just put our names back.
What?
Yeah, I keep seeing people refer to Dan, and they're like, someone was saying, like, you were saying Button's funny, but they said Dan was doing it, and that's certainly not the case. I don't have the fun accent.
Well,
Rob does.
To be fair, so. I still do the Buttons, Dan, when you're doing the super chats, because you seem to have no interest in sound effects, whereas me, I'll do them all of the time, whatever is to press. Bruh. Right, can we have this question now? Patty Costa with the €5 asks, I make videos about Portugal life and travel and get a 2-minute average view duration out of a 10-minute average video. What are your tips for increasing watch time? Okay, so we are going to audit a travel channel, I think, later on. We do have one of them lined up. But in terms of audience retention, my guess is that the hook isn't keeping the viewer engaged enough to start watching the rest of the content. So what you probably want to tease in that hook is an amazing meal you're about to eat, or a fantastic little shop that you found that nobody else has ever found in a place where you visited to Portugal. Something that's going to start to create a narrative in the video. Dan, what do you think? Any quick thoughts?
Well, that was great advice, but I decided to ask a robot because I don't trust you.
Oh, great.
So
right.
I rephrased the question a little bit, but I got this response. So based on the channel's theme and everything, considering the average watch time of 2 minutes on your 10-minute videos, here's my suggestion. Content pacing. Analyze your videos and identify the parts where viewers tend to drop off. I'm not going to read all of it. Audience retention. Your audience is primarily age 18 to 34. That's for us because it's authenticating our channel, so just ignore that. So tailor your content to their interest and preferences. If you had authenticated your channel, it would give you more specific advice. Strong intros. Capture your viewers' attention within the first 15-30 seconds. That's what Rob said. Visuals and B-roll. Enhance your videos. Visually appealing footage and B-roll. And then audience interaction. Encourage audience interaction by asking questions, prompting discussions, and then implementing these strategies can help you improve your overall average watch time. So that is what our AI thinks you should be doing, roughly. Again, it's authenticating our channel, so it's not giving you super catered advice here, but it would if you were using it and your channel was authenticated.
I was just going to say, let's just put it up for 1 more second. Patty, screenshot this if you want to, and then you can use it as a freebie. But yeah, get the AI coach, and it will be able to give you advice based on your channel. All right, so where are we next? This is another super chat from Juice Beat OSRS. Got monetized on the weekend.
Congrats. You were trying to find a sound effect.
4 months into the journey. TY for the review a couple of months back, especially Dan. Oh.
It was a RuneScape channel, so
I don't care about this person. You can read the rest of the comment.
And vidIQ resources, blah blah blah. It's a RuneScape channel, so obviously it's gonna do pretty well under my guidance. So congratulations and thank you for being here.
Must have been an audit when I was on my big long holiday. Malwanjian, that's a combination of numbers and words which makes it difficult to pronounce. But welcome to the vidIQ family. And now it's old Man Gibb, who's just become a member. And now we have that little logo next to him as well, which is cool. Some of my subscribers have mentioned to me that they were unsubscribed from my channel. That old chestnut. I know others have had this as well. Any idea why this happens? Thanks a million.
I know
y'all. Dan, what's going on here?
It's because one day they saw your video pop up and they're like, I don't like old Man Gibb anymore. They unsubscribed. But then you made a really cool video and they watched and they're like, oh, Man Gibb, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. They just feel guilty.
So it's your viewers with guilt telling you one thing. I still haven't seen this happen to me. I mean, I always say about these things, can you please prove it? It's kind of a difficult thing to prove because it only happens when you think you've been unsubscribed. So it's like, okay, I'm going to take a screenshot of every single subscriber and then see if some of them unsubscribe. I haven't got a good answer for you, old man Gibb. I don't want to say you're wrong because you remember now. So I think you're 100% right. I believe everything you say, but I haven't got a good answer for you.
It's YouTube is gaslighting you.
Oh, Danny, still there?
Yeah.
Oh, you've paused. Your screen's frozen for me. Oh, Danny, you're back.
That was weird because I was like hearing you and everything. I said YouTube is gaslighting you and your viewers.
I would also say that as long as viewers are watching your content, it doesn't matter if they're subscribed or not. They should still appear on home, browse, suggested, because you're in a viewer's watch history. Hopefully. Because I can't remember the last time I used my subscription list. But apparently people still do. They still use their subscribe feed to watch content, which is cool for them.
Yeah.
Right. What are we looking at next? AI coach runs in Spanish as well at vidIQ. I think it does with a raised eyebrow. I'm not sure. But you can try it for free. So you can find out. That's a good question.
Yeah.
We should maybe try and find that out.
I tried a Spanish question in there just now, but it's okay. So this is interesting. It knows what I said, but it's giving me the answer in English.
Oh, great. But you can change your language in vidIQ.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you have to change the language in order to reply to it in a language. That's a good question. Maybe we'll try and find that out throughout this live stream. What do we got next? We have... I haven't got another button, but just believe you me, that's like a big...
Why?
Thank you, Mama G Bear.
It didn't sound like it. It sounded mean.
Thank you, Mama G Bear. You know what? I think we should bring in a third host to answer this next question.
We need them to boo Mama G.
All right.
Bruh.
Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
Doing all right, man. How are you guys doing?
We're
booing
doing
Mama
fantastic. G. I am handing over all of my sound effect responsibilities over to you, Jeff.
Oh,
are you capable?
Possibly. I'm not sure. We'll try to make it work, though.
All right. I was saving that sound effect because I forgot to do the gaming corner bit earlier on.
Oh my gosh.
Right. The Midway Dispatch. I did a review of Thorpe Park based in the UK. My usual American park reviews get an okay view count, but Thorpe Park is crickets. Was there an issue trying to reach an international audience?
Okay, wait. They did a review of Thorpe Park. My usual American park reviews do okay. Okay, so this is a question to me about like having your content be accessible to a wider audience, right? Like you want it to be accessible to the same viewers, but you've kind of pitched a totally different place that they, maybe can't even hope to visit one day. So
yeah,
instead, you could have done like a top 5 parks in the UK, or why this park in the UK should be on your bucket list, or maybe it's bad, so why this is the worst park in the UK. Like you got to think about, put the audience first. Like you have people who watch you for park reviews, but if you feel like they're never going to know what the heck you're talking about, then try and help them understand that with the title and the thumbnail. An
American tries a UK theme park, just again to relate it back to your audience. When I tried American candy, or I tried British food and it was terrible. That type of comparison to maybe fit back to your audience. Sorry, Jeff, we didn't give you an opportunity to answer that. But do you agree?
Yeah, and also it leads back to who your audience is and who you're making videos for, right? Because if most of your views are coming from an American audience looking into which parks they should visit in the States, you're sort of, it's not really serving them based on what they're looking for. So you're sort of trying to hunt out a new audience. So I agree with the guys. If you're going to do it, you're going to have to find a way of trying to tie it in. Kind of moving forward, if you can. Eventually this could be a second avenue of types of videos for your channel. But I would expect low views right now out of the box on that type of a video, considering where most of your views are coming from already.
SD Ventures, thank you for the super chats. We also have a super chat from Rod McBain, who we audited as our first channel. Thanks for the review. Channel was supposed to focus on DIY work I'm doing to modernize my home and tech I'm using. Messaging needs some work. I think you can probably branch out into that broader topic, but you've got your start with battery installation in your home, and that could be like the pillar of your channel, at least to build up an audience. And then you can have like little crossover sections of content within those flagship pieces of content. And we also have some more new members. Best Music Tool has become a member. And then Jeff, we're giving each new member a unique sound effect. So for the next one, Jeff... Chaotic Crab is our final member who's joined right now. Folks, if you want your own sound effect, then you know what you need to do. You need to become a member during this live stream. But for now...
Wait. Guess what?
For now, Dan wants to say something.
We are less than 500 subscribers away from 1.5 million subscribers.
Really?
Tell your friends.
Oh, goodness.
Tell your friends. I want to see that little thing in Rob's background change to 1.5. And if it doesn't, I leave.
Well, tell your friends they need help with their YouTube channels. Well, tell those friends.
Yeah, tell the right friends. We don't want just anybody here. This is a very exclusive club.
I know you know plenty of people that need help.
Yeah. Help with their plumbing? No. Help with YouTube? Yes.
Beautiful.
Ow.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Why is everyone being so mean to everybody with sound effects today? What's going on? Some of our members got like really awful sound effects. Now Jeff's blasting everyone with crickets. If we get 1.5 million subscribers in this live stream, all sound effects get banned.
I think that's just...
Do we all agree?
No.
Sounds like we're all in agreement.
We need to move on. We need to move on. What button am I pressing now? How do I hide that message? Oh, I've made a real mess now. Thank you.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
I'm discombobulated, but I'm going to get back on topic now because we are going to audit a channel that submitted through Twitter. We run a competition every single week thanks to Viper's incomparable social media challenges or competitions. And the winner here is Joe's World. So let's take a look at their channel, which has just over 1,000 subscribers. And I know, Jeff, you're not a gaming expert, but, you know, introduce us to the channel. What's your initial thoughts? And then we'll let Dan wade in with his gaming thoughts.
Yeah, no, for sure. And here's an interesting thing, and I'm going to bring this up first, is because they obviously have pretty good grasp on whatever program they're using to make these thumbnails. So I would expect a better quality of a banner for this channel, to be completely honest. So because I have no idea what I'm getting out of Joe's World at all. So I mean, I'm assuming they're gaming, but what game? What type of game? What are we doing? So that's one of the things where I'm a little lost, because even in the blurb, it just says, hey, I'm Joe. I'm an autistic content creator. Welcome to Joe's World. Like, all right. So I just need to know if you have some sort of a value proposition. Maybe they don't know exactly what that is yet, but that's something that could definitely go a long way at kind of making this less confusing for a potential viewer. But aside from that, one thing I am noticing is a lot of their thumbnails, from what we're seeing, have a similar flavor to them, with the exception of their latest video. That one is completely different. So
Dan, what do you think?
Why'd your camera switch?
I'm trying to do something in the background, and now it's showing stuff, and I didn't want it to show that.
I think other than that, I think, yes, everything Jeff said. There's some Fortnite imagery here, but it doesn't scream Fortnite like at first glance. But then again, I don't play Fortnite, so I'm not gonna just say that, you know, just completely definitively. But when I've seen a lot of Fortnite thumbnails, and I do think that there is better imagery you could be using. I think you're using the right fonts and stuff, and I like the backgrounds and stuff when you do use like that blue background, but it's rare you kind of like use like a character. The one I'm looking at in the bottom right is that banana character. I've seen that quite a bit, and I feel like that character is a better representation of, like, you know, Fortnite. But again, like, I want room for you and your facial reactions. I want that. But I think then, like, the other half of the thumbnail needs to have something that just makes it more clear if we're to nitpick the thumbnails. And, you know, that's what we're doing. But ultimately, these are in a good place. Like, we've definitely seen channels that don't have anywhere near the level of thumbnail design that you have going on here. Like, they're not using fonts the right way. They're putting too many words. Things. So you have like a lot of the basic elements down. It's just going to continue to be some tweaking. Think about the audience. Think about the person who's scrolling on YouTube and wants to see like, something that looks familiar to them, and that needs to be Fortnite. So sorry, I'm like half distracted, but I think my advice was in there
just
somewhere.
me doing some screen management.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna just be staring at that number.
Yeah, so I've put this sub count up here. And actually, if we do hit 1.5 million subscribers during this live stream, and we have about 70 minutes left, there is something I can reveal live on the stream. Like this is like a super surprise. So
I don't
make
even
it
know
happen,
about this.
folks. Make it happen. Right. I want to ask you something about this channel. Right. First of all, we'll just jump into one of these videos and play it for 15 seconds just to get an idea of the quality and capability of this young creator.
Guys, here we are in the new Fortnite Mega Room map. Whoa, look at that. We just got yeeted. We got so much new cool stuff. There's someone up there. I don't know how we get up there. Look at this pizza. This looks so realistic. I could eat off it right now. Yum.
Oh,
so
don't
I
eat
just
that.
want to say quality editing,
Yeah.
like super enthusiastic creator. They've got so much passion and energy. And I just want to say to his creator, keep creating, because you're already at a level far in advance of many other creators we've audited who are a similar age to you. I sense it's only a matter of time before you start to get discovered. But I think here's a problem with discoverability at the moment. When I sort by most popular, look at all of the top performing videos on their channel. Represents how long they've been creating.
Yeah,
It's awesome. They've been on YouTube for 4 years. But Talking Tom and Friends are all of their most popular videos. So, is there a worry that if these videos are still getting views right now, it is muddying the target audience? People see one of these videos about Talking Tom, that's what I want to see next, and then the creator is playing Fortnite, which is, I think we'll all agree, a significantly different game. The creators moved on, but the content on their channel is still there. It could be a really tough decision. Hopefully they've already monetized, so they don't need to get up to 4,000 hours of watch time. Should they unlist some of this content?
maybe. It's either that or maybe a new channel. But I hesitate to say that either. It's just Talking Tom doesn't seem anything like Fortnite to me. It's such a departure. And I guess if you're never going to do Talking Tom again, it's kind of up to you, right? Do you want to lose those views like by unlisting the videos, or do you want to keep them as legacy views like of your time on YouTube? Because if you were to start fresh today on a brand new channel, I guarantee you would have some success out of the gate because you're doing everything right. You know, it's not the old videos are not giving you some kind of magical boost. It's all about your experience as a creator, and it will roll over. It will translate to a brand new channel. I've had channels with 0 videos post their first video and have had thousands of views on them. Like I've seen that dozens of times. Like it's been, you know, in our own community. I mean, like it really comes down to your experience as a creator. So it is okay to start a new channel. Do you need to? I don't know. I think you've kind of an uphill kind of battle on your hands if those videos are getting views today and bringing in new viewers that are then being served your Fortnite content and they're not interested.
Yeah. And that's kind of an issue where we don't know what we don't know, right? And we have to kind of, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, I'm assuming you guys are as well, that they just didn't realize that. Like, you know, having a channel, and if you're going to pivot, especially a gaming channel, if you're going to pivoting to a game, even though you like it, but it's completely different than the stuff that you've been doing, can be problematic for your audience, right? Because we have to think about it in a sense of what types of games does your audience like? And normally if you can keep the game similar, then that can work. I know guys who just play racing games. You know, they play Forza, they play Gran Turismo, they play, you know, just the different racing games. They don't go jump outside to Fortnite or Call of Duty or anything else because their audience is they're not gonna roll with that. They're not there for shooting games or action games. They're there for racing games. So that's just something to keep in mind if you are a gaming channel in a particular niche, whether it's horror games, whether it's action games, shooters, whatever it is. If you're going to change games, this doesn't mean you can't play other games. Just what goes on your channel should be related to the game that you're playing, at the very least in the same like genre or niche of game. But like I said, I'm assuming that they just didn't realize that, and most people don't. Most people don't think of YouTube in a sense of it being about the audience, and the way that YouTube, the way that it pulls videos towards people is based on the viewer. So just a thought. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, but that's just something for them to think about. And I think at a later date, if they continue playing games similar to Fortnite moving forward, then at some point they would probably want to unlist some of those older videos. I just wouldn't do it yet.
Yeah.
Dan, you've come up with a very, very cool and cruel idea to help us get up to 1.5 million subscribers. So what we're going to do...
I put a laughing emoji.
Temporarily. Well, I put a devious yes, let's do this. We are going to put on, what's it called here? Subscriber mode only. So you can only comment from this point forward in the live stream if you are a subscriber to the vidIQ channel. And it's going to be any duration. So as long as you subscribe, you can start commenting again. But pow! No more non-subscribers commenting on this live stream. I'm not going to apologize because it was all Dan's idea. Right, I need to bring this
number
back up on my
go
screen.
up.
There.
Number go up.
My number's well and truly broken. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yes, number go up.
Right. Yeah, why is mine stuck? You know what? I think I need to have it permanently on screen, or it doesn't. There we go. Right. We need to audit another channel. I'm getting distracted by so many things right now. The next channel we are going to audit is Abroad Ability. They claim in their channel banner that they travel channel, expat, disability. Now, I'm hoping Dan and Jeff, as we explore this channel a little bit, you may start to detect a thing that's perhaps missing from this channel, which they claim in the channel banner. But first of all, let's just start looking at the titles, the thumbnails. We'll start with Jeff. What are your general thoughts here?
Sorry, I'm still taking a quick look here. Let's see. Don't go there. Okay, so moving to Panama. Okay, moving to Panama City. Retire in Panama City. Well, I'll say one thing. I like for the most part that they're not using the exact same text in the title and the thumbnail. One of the things that I will say though is I'm liking the fact that for the most part they are keeping themselves to less than 5 words, with the exception of this video from 6 months ago. Good Lord. Apartment hunting in Panama, did I survive? Latest video is from 3 months ago, so I don't know if they've moved on to shorts or live streams, but it seems like 3 months ago is quite a while. So I'm not sure what's going on, if they're on a break or what exactly is happening. And I know life happens for people. Like if they're watching, I'm not meaning this in a messed up way or anything like that, because sometimes people, real life happens, you have to take breaks. But that could be an issue. Maybe, I don't know what's going on. It could be a consistency problem, because there was 10 months ago, then 2 videos 6 months ago, and then a video 3 months ago. I'm not sure what's happening there. But it could be something where they have to start developing a discipline, or like really a game plan and the discipline to actually execute it, whether it's 1 video per month, 1 video every 2 weeks, whatever that might be. But really sort of get that discipline in and start getting those videos out, because each video is what's going to actually help you grow your channel and actually help you improve as a creator. But that's just kind of my thoughts on looking at it on a surface level.
Yeah, you do sense that they've only ever partially committed to this, haven't they? They've never gone all in. And, the views seem to suggest that you have something here. You're getting tremendous views on a lot of your videos.
Agreed.
For a channel of 4,000 subscribers. Why haven't you done more? As you say, Jeff, it could be life that gets in the way. They talk about a disability. Maybe that challenge is impacting their ability to make content.
Agreed.
I'm not sure. But Dan, what are your thoughts?
This is a good example of what I've been kind of going on and on about all day in terms of simplicity. The title and thumbnail here. So like the latest video is this Latin America's Forbidden City, and then the name of the city. I love that as a concept for a travel video. Like the thumbnail says don't go there, and what you've done is you put like a recognizable landmark in the thumbnail. So everything you've done is like signaling to new viewers, here's this video and here's what it's about. There's no confusion. when you see these, and that's important because even if you whatever you think of this person's thumbnails, their style, it doesn't matter. Like, they're communicating a really important message to the viewer, and that's, here's what my video is about. This is what you're going to get when you watch. Like, I'm going to tease you with a little bit of my opinion here. I'm going to, you know, package it in a 26-minute video, and it's going to be full of information you should watch. Like, it just invites you in that way. Whereas some travel channels we've seen, it's like hiking in place, you know, place being like but the park they're hiking in or whatever. And it's like, to what end? Why are you hiking in a place? Why did you go there? Should I go there? Should I just, what am I going to get when I get into this video? But you're giving me it right there on the surface of the title and thumbnail. Is this Latin America's Forbidden City? Don't go there in the thumbnail. Don't go there. So I love how they approach the packaging of their content.
So when I look at this channel, I don't necessarily think they're a travel channel. And I don't necessarily think they're a channel that is catering to the particular demographic of maybe, you know, how a disability impacts a person's ability to travel. This, to me, feels like a channel about moving to Panama and becoming a resident there. And that's fine. That is definitely a channel itself. But I think just from a channel banner, the channel icon, the title, you should maybe just re-engineer that messaging. I can only see one video in your entire collection that even mentions, you know, traveling with a disability. And that video looks as if it didn't perform that well. So maybe you immediately were put off from that idea. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it definitely is a case that the disability may be a big part of your life, but is it a big part of your channel? And it doesn't appear to be so on the surface. And that's fine. I just don't think it should be mentioned in the pitch because it may put off some viewers. They may think this is not for me because I'm able-bodied and I don't know how much this content is going to help me. But when you look at most of the thumbnails and the titles, it's all about, you know, residency, immigration into Panama, where should I live, that type of thing. That's where the channel is. And so just that ever so slight shift in messaging is probably what I want to look at. And we need a better, well, more diverse you thumbnails, because every single one of them, you're holding the research glass right in the center of a thumbnail. You kind of just squeezed in there. Feels to me like it would be better to have you left or right. Think about rules of third in the thumbnail. That's the last thing I'll be looking at. Any final thoughts from Jeff or Dan?
No, good, man.
All right, then let's move on to the next channel, which is Narcolepsy Pumkin. You've just cracked 100 subscribers. It's a channel for any software engineer looking to learn or refresh their something or others. It's just cut off there on your introduction. Let's check what it is. Craft. Dan, I think this was one that you picked prior to the stream. Tell us a bit more about it.
So one thing that a lot of you will notice right off the bat, and it's not relevant to the top row of videos, but every time before that, they were putting their big logo in a good chunk of the thumbnail. So a lot of wasted space there. They have since moved away from that, and they've just put like a version of it that's kind of condensed, just a strip that they kind of put on every thumbnail. So they're still playing around with their channel branding.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot of effort goes into the channel branding, but the big problem with this channel, from my point of view, is that it's hard just looking at the thumbnails to know what the channel's about. And I understand that software engineering is going to be a visually hard topic to communicate to people. You know, so again, I would encourage you to go into the niche and see how other people are approaching their thumbnails. As for the titles, there are some examples of like some pretty decent titles, but I think ultimately a lot of these are not, they don't seem very searchable to me. And they also don't seem like they're going to hit browse with a lot of success either. So the latest one, Red Hat Distinguished Engineer, Aaron so-and-so, incredible career, something, like, it sounds like you're talking about a developer and giving like maybe a video essay on like their career, right? And the things they've achieved. How can you package that for someone who knows nothing about software engineering, but you think would still like the topic? You know, this software engineer invented blank, you know, like get away from using people's names if those names are not like household names in your niche. You know, just don't, like, we can talk about Mr. Beast in our titles and our thumbnails because he's a household name. But when we talk to other creators, like I did a video with a creator called Canadian Guy A, fantastic creator, a lot of subscribers and views in their particular side of YouTube. But you guys have probably never heard of them. And if I want to make sure that you see a video about Canadian Guy A, I need to change my approach in that title and thumbnail. So you won't find because it's not necessarily about that. You're going to get value in spite of that from the video. Like, so I'm going to name them in the video, but I'm not going to worry about the title and the thumbnail and having their name in it.
Just want to look at one of her videos, and we've got multi-camera action going on there. Wow, that was a very quick splash intro. That
they do not want us to talk about their splash intro. They're like, oh, less than a second. Just don't talk about my splash intro.
Jeff, do you agree with Dan's thoughts? Anything else?
Yeah, for sure, totally. And like I said, it's always going to come down to, especially when we're talking about names and stuff like that. If they are known, then that'll work. But if you want to appeal sort of to more general audiences, I would find a topic in that conversation that would be the most appealing thing to get people's attention, to basically get them to want to click. That for sure. And then as far as thumbnail goes, always, and I'm hoping they're doing this. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt once again. But research, like, this goes for so many people, because this is one of the mistakes that even, that I made even when I was starting out, was not looking at what other people were doing in the niche that was actually getting them clicks. Like, once I started doing that and just searching, like, whatever it is that I want to make a video about, just start searching and seeing ideas. And also, if you can, start pulling ideas of something similar, not exactly the same. For me, I was talking about products. So I was looking in my niche, but then I was looking outside of my niche at other product-based review videos to see what kind of thumbnails other people were doing to get ideas for my own. And once I started really doing that and started getting a better idea of what was working and what wasn't, that's when I was able to be like, oh, okay, how can I put my flavor into this? How can I do this in a way that's really going to represent me without having to use overt branding tactics, where it's still about the product, but the photography would really make me stand out? And that's really where that research comes into play. And this is something that anyone can do for any niche. It's just taking a few minutes to look up this stuff, do some niche research, and it'll help you both on making better titles and making better thumbnails.
All right, we are now 77 subscribers short of our target. We're going to need a miracle, but we know there's more than 377 of you watching can make it happen. Jeff, pick a new GIF for me to put on my clock in the background.
I always love that Savage one where it pulls off the glasses and the glasses are still there.
the Infinity Savage glasses. All right, yep. In memory of Savage, there he is.
In memoriam, is it?
Yeah, in memoriam. Right, folks. Next up, we have a Facebook group as well. And Victoria, who runs our Facebook group, gave out a competition to turn this thumbnail into a title. And the winner was you too can be a tuber. Yeah, tube on. And we have selected that channel for auditing. So if you do want to join us on Twitter or on Facebook, the links are in the description, by the way. So make sure to sign up to our other social media channels. And it's Yarning for a Smile, who I think just became a vidIQ member as well on the YouTube channel. That's awesome to see. I'll give you my first thoughts. First of all, congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. Awesome to see that. What I'm looking at here, I think, is a common challenge and problem with thumbnails in this space, in that there are so many muted colors in crafts, in this case, yarn and wool, that you lose like a really vibrant one or two dominant colors that really jump out in a thumbnail. I think this one of all of them has just that nice contrast of oranges and purples, which makes the thumbnail pop a little bit more, along with a teal font. And I don't know, it does have more views, so maybe there was a higher click-through rate on it. But that was the one thing I observed from this channel. Dan, over to you, and then we'll see what Jeff has to say.
So I like their dedication. I love what they're doing. I think they obviously have a lot of talent just looking at the thumbnails. But this is going to be another example of what am I going to get when I click into the video. So there's a few things in the top row here. Want to crochet for a good cause? Come pack with me and go on vacation. Y'all, I forgot what yarn I ordered. All of these things feel very like vloggy, I guess, and very personal to you, which is fine. I want the content to feel personal to you. However, I want you to get new viewers on your channel too. So I'm going to, again, hammer on and on about the pitch of the videos. Is there a way you can frame these videos that would attract new viewers to the channel who are interested in your hobby? And there's probably a lot of examples out there just by searching for other channels in your space. There's probably channels you already follow that inspired you, channels that you would love to work with one day. Start to look at the way they are pitching their content to their audience, because I've seen like this template so many times in so many different niches where people are doing like, you know, they're trying daily vlogs, they're trying Vlogmas, they're trying like all sorts of things, but they are niche down. They're doing crochet specifically. They're not deviating from crochet. So why aren't they growing? It's because you're not talking to the crochet audience. You've managed to build up a little bit of a following, and you're talking to those followers, just the people who have found you. Like in spite of all of your efforts, like there's a few of your videos that reach them and they've subscribed and they're here and they'll watch anything you do, which is great. With that in mind, they'll also watch content that you deliberately cater to new viewers as well. So start to rethink the way you do your titles and thumbnails, not necessarily the way you actually make the videos. The videos could probably stay largely the same. Maybe the hook changes to kind of invite the new viewers in, but think about how you're pitching these videos, because most of what I'm seeing here doesn't feel like it's made for somebody who's never seen your channel before. Like one exception I see is Hobby Lobby Haul Part 2. Hobby Lobby Natural Fibers. Like you've used like a popular place where people get supplies. You're talking about it and you're talking about a haul. I think that title, that thumbnail just needed a little bit of a tweak, just a little bit, and it would have gone even farther. But that video in particular had a lot more views than some of the other stuff we were seeing on that page.
I'm going to let a video play in the background while Jeff offers his thoughts.
Hello and welcome back. Oh, my name is Kim. If you are new here,
Jeff?
Interesting. No, I agree with what a lot of what Dan was mentioning. One thing that was also she was actually mentioning in the chat was that most of her reviews are coming from new viewers, non-subscribed, which is quite interesting for sure.
Okay,
so that's good. That's where
really
you want to be. Yes, that's where you want to be. Just to be clear to everybody in the chat, you want views coming from new viewers, because that means that you are being shown to, you know, potentially new subscribers. That's how you grow a channel, right? You don't want 100% of your views coming from subs. That's a common misconception amongst new creators. So, but yeah, I totally agree with what you're talking about here. I think if anything, I'm just looking at the video, the only thing that's bugging me is the composition. The framing is that she's kind of off to the side. What is going on
up here?
Why is there so much room? Now, to be fair, it takes time.
Sorry.
It takes a little bit of time to get that figured out. But like, it's like basically when you're looking at your framing, if you look above my head, there's only this tiny little gap, right? And then I'm pretty even side to side. So that's one of the things where when you're sort of framing yourself in a video, it'll makes that a little bit of a difference, but you'll sort of get the hang of it over time. So that's just one of the things where I saw it. I'm like, all right. And one thing I do like that I just saw, I'm pretty sure they are using chapters, and I love when creators do that because it's super helpful.
Yeah.
So huge thank you for doing that. So I love seeing that. But but yeah, let's see. Well, interesting.
All right then. I think it's time to get another person's opinion on this channel. And Jeff, can you introduce this person with a suitable sound effect in 3, 2, 1?
I don't know what that was, but we here, we live. What's up, Dan and Robin, Jeff, and VidIQ Nation? What's going on? How y'all doing out here?
Viper, we're awesome. Have you come to steal all our glory? You just thought, oh, we're getting towards 1.5 million.
No,
I better join in and see what happens.
You know what's funny, Rob? I had no idea that this was even happening until I came in.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
Oh, I didn't know. But happy Tuesday, you all.
All right. So just any final thoughts on this channel, Viper, before we move on?
Yeah, I don't really have much. I think you guys pretty much covered everything. The one thing that I'm looking at immediately is the thumbnails. Some of these look a little bit too busy for my liking. There's too much happening in the background, and you guys know what we talk about when we talk about thumbnails. Simple is better. As long as I can clearly see the thumbnail and understand what I'm going to get, then you're good to go. But when you try to get all cute with it, it gets kind of convoluted and confusing. So make it as easy for your viewer as possible, and you'll be good to go.
Awesome stuff. I think it's now time for some more Q&A, which will bring us... Oh, we're on 4 screens now. That looks cool. Looks very cool. Let me just start playing the music, and I'm going to force Dan to read out this first one.
You are a legend, Dan, but yes, Rob was on break for that particular live stream.
What?
Huh?
Disagree. All right. A new member, Jeff, which means we need a new sound effect.
It's okay.
Oh, was that muted? I'm sorry.
We didn't hear anything.
Jeff had nothing, yo. Jeff had nothing for you.
So here's what we got.
And again. Thank you very
I
much.
was muted,
Next super chat from Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Games. Thanks, guys. Coming from your Spanish community. Hey! VidIQ en Español. Yes, I am fully Spanish compatible. If you want to listen to us over on our sister channel.
Compatible.
What are we
that's
doing
like
next?
Rob is like Spanish Buzz over on the VidIQ en Español channel.
I speak a lot more proficiently with
You speak
zero
better Spanish than I
mistakes
do.
in Spanish. I speak better Spanish than I do English, and I don't know how I do that. Chaotic
Buzz.
Crab, any tips on how to come up with great video ideas? I started uploading shorts about 2 weeks ago, but I'm struggling to find an idea for long form. Well, I think Dan, I can see him typing furiously away in the background. We need to know what type of channel it is. But let's say, Dan, let's say it's a channel about crabs.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Let's give some ideas about crabs.
Hold on.
Slow
let me
down.
refresh it.
Crab
Whoa.
fishing. Let's be
Crab
specific.
fishing, yes. Crab
Crab
fishing.
Oh my
fishing.
lord.
Yes.
What is happening here?
I need 5.
Please
great
do
video
not
ideas.
clip a section of what I just said there without
Crab
context.
Crabs that are
It's
sea
probably
crabs.
a gaming channel, but we just want to demonstrate our tool once again.
Okay. Well, it's thinking.
It's thinking. Well, in the meantime, we'll just say thank you for the super chat, SD Ventures. Wondering how to get more views and subs. We do have a stock answer for this, which is make more videos. And I know that sounds like it's been a bit flippant, but if you're just focusing on more views and more subs, you need to dig into the layers of the content. So we're talking about click-through rate, thumbnails, curious, engaging titles, the first 10 seconds of your videos for the hook. The way you're going to get better at that is by making more videos. Dan, have we got an answer now?
It's still doing this. We can skip ahead to this one real quick.
All right.
It wasn't a
Oh,
secret.
thank you. The YouTube creator liaison. Yes, Renee, thank you for joining us. We're still under NDA from something we learned from you recently. Our lips are sealed, and they continue to be so. But thank you. We've got 346 subscribers to go. We have about 35 minutes. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to have to wait
Even
until
if
next
we
week
review
for that.
Travis's channel, I
big
don't know,
reveal.
man. Even if we review Travis's channel, I don't know if it'll make it happen.
Even so. Right, what have we got next? Saint Grimmy. Can a sports channel with various games work, Dan?
Various, I'm assuming, okay, so sports channel, I'm assuming you mean like live action sports. In either case, or a Madden game versus an NBA 2K game. I think you need to really consider like the audience you're trying to reach, right? Like you might like multiple types of sports, but if you want to, I think, start off smaller and try and like grow methodically over time, you should start with one. Like start with the one that you're most passionate about. You know, and maybe you could branch out in the future. You know, we have Sports Center, right? Like they talk about all kinds of stuff, but you got to start, I think, with a more narrow focus before considering that wider, you know, expansion.
Here's my definitive answer. I love soccer. I hate basketball. I love Pro Evolution Soccer. I hate FIFA 23. So like, there's different sports that I don't enjoy, There are different soccer games that I don't enjoy. And I'm just a typical viewer. And they're going to have those same love-hate relationships with different sports and games. Jeff, sorry, I did cut you off there. Do chime in.
Hey, basketball, sir, I'm clutching my pearls. Hey, basketball.
It's like, it's more stop-start. Like American sports, like, I do stomach a lot of stop-starty stuff going on. But basketball just seems to be so slow with so many fouls. Well, he just touched him, and that's a foul.
That's baseball for me. Baseball's too slow for me.
Yeah. American football.
Yeah, so like I can watch baseball on television,
Sir.
but I can't watch it live.
Right? What are you talking about, Dan? What's going on here?
It's true. Like, you want to talk about starting and stopping over and over again. That's American football.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Where were we? Sorry, Jeff, you were... Dan, stop doing that. It's freaking me out.
No, what I was going to say was that for a game or a sports game channel, the various games, one of the channels that I had worked with was doing 2K games. And they started with, I believe it was basketball. I think it was the NBA 2K or whatever it was. And they had grown it pretty well. They'd grown it pretty substantially. Then they brought in football. Slow start, but it was still a 2K game. And then they basically they wrapped their whole channel around the 2K brand, and that's what they were doing. And they were able to play all of the 2K games successfully. So that's something that they did, but it wasn't all at once. They grew it based on basketball, and then they brought in the next one, grew that, brought in the next one, grew that, but they always kept going with this stuff. It was pretty cool to see. So, but yeah, that's something that can work. I just haven't seen too many people do it across genre like that. But it's something you can do, but definitely focusing at the beginning, I think, is going to be the key.
Right, Dan, has a chaotic crab now got his crab fishing ideas?
Yes. So
all right.
I said I need 5 great video ideas about crab fishing for crabs that are sea crabs. And it said, based on our focus on crab fishing, they've come up with 5 video ideas. Now you can read through all the descriptions. They gave us thumbnails. They gave us
screenshot it. Take a screenshot.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't fit it all in there because I've zoomed in too much. But yeah. So the first one would be Ultimate Guide to Sea Crab Fishing Tips and Techniques. I did put sea crabs, so that's why it's doing that. Top 5 sea crab fishing hotspots, where to find the biggest crabs. Sea crab fishing gear enthusiasts, what you need for a successful trip. Crab fishing safety tips, how to stay safe in the water with sea crabs. And then cooking your catch, delicious sea crab recipes to try at home.
I've got to find out what type of channel the chaotic crab is now in the background. Let's see. Am I going to be able to find it? No, it's not the one. Oh, I typed it in wrong. I must have.
You got to type in sea crabs.
I can't spell. That's what. Is that why? Yes, I spelled it incorrectly. Is this it? Yeah, all right. I found it. So they're actually down a Minecraft channel. But thank you for the suggestions there.
Thanks. I waited all that time for the AI to give me great sea crab ideas.
Is gaming music not copyright?
Now, that wasn't a super. I wanted to talk about this because I saw it randomly. And I wanted to just say, you will find basically every gaming creator, especially like even big ones, using music from like Nintendo games and things like that in their videos. That does not mean the music is copyright free. Nintendo or whomever it is owns the copyright to that. And if they wanted to, they could definitely strike those videos easily, and those creators would not be able to argue. Now, should they do it? Should they not do it? That's all personal preference. If they're willing to take on that risk, if they're willing to, like, you know, whatever, maybe there's help pages on their websites and they're like, you can use our music for other things. That happens. Game developers do that. But ultimately, it's not like just free reign with that music.
Yeah, also, some of those creators might have partnership with Nintendo that allow them to use that music, so you don't know what's going on in the background, too.
Right.
This is a dramatization of Nintendo on YouTube.
Copyright strike, copyright strike, copyright
Literally.
strike, copyright strike. Forget copyright strike them as well.
Yeah, y'all think that's satire. That's not satire. That's real life on YouTube with Nintendo. Nintendo does not play.
Thank you for the sound effect.
Nintendo will come for you.
That's Grand Theft Auto right there. Where are we? I'm completely lost. This live stream is just degenerating. Right. $9.99 super chat from Abroad Ability. Oh, thank you. We just audited your channel. We hope you found our constructive opinions on the target audience viable there. Viper, I want to throw this one over to you. Astro Red recently got 200 subs, got 50 in the past week. The YouTube algorithm blessed my recent video. Sorry, I thought that was a question. I was wanting to just get you involved, so I just wanted to get you involved in the next one.
if you got a moment for me to say something, I do want to say something though.
Yeah.
So we just made a video on VidIQ recently about the dark side of subscribers, and I just wanted to put this out there real quick. Maybe Rob, Dan, and Jeff might have talked about this before I got here, but I wasn't here. YouTube recently released this promotion feature where they allow you to promote your individual videos, and I just want to put that out there for you all. Be very careful with this, because when you promote your video, you have to think about where they're going. Essentially what is happening, and Dan explained this eloquently in his video, is that when you promote a video, YouTube essentially turns your video into an ad. So your video ends up being an ad in front of other videos. And if you are trying to drive traffic to your YouTube channel because you are building a business, this might be something that you could consider realistically. However, if you're like most of us here, I imagine, and you're just trying to organically grow your YouTube channel, this is a bad idea. I would avoid promotions like the plague if you do not have a business purpose for using them. They are not good for growth. You want to grow organically on YouTube. You don't want to pay for play. Unfortunately, as much as you might hear otherwise out there, YouTube is not a pay for play platform. You got to put in the work to organically grow on this platform if you want the best outcome. So just keep that in mind.
And the watch hours don't count.
Or
I didn't even know that. Wow. Okay.
Oh, they don't. Oh, wow.
Nope.
There you go.
I was gonna say, or you could subscribe to us, and maybe we'll test out the tool, and we'll prove ourselves wrong.
I think we're gonna test it so you don't have to on the very video talking about.
Let us.
Yeah, let us do that. Absolutely.
Let us do that for you.
All right.
We got you.
Jeff, we need another sound effect for Donny Games.
Damn!
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Love it.
20,000 COPs. We are officially rich in whatever denomination
that is. Anybody know what that is?
What do you reckon it is?
I don't know.
No.
I can't even venture a guess.
It's
Colombia.
Colombia.
They're from Colombia.
Colombian pesetas,
Orange pennies.
Pesos. Anyway, awesome. Thank you. Cheers. Isaac the Outlaw. I enjoy different games, but I know it's not smart. Should I make a new channel and grow a niche, or shift my current channel 129 subs to only one game? Oh, they're early on in their journey, Dan. So
yeah,
do you think they can pivot and be fine?
I would start small. Like you can eventually branch out, but start again, like we told the sports channel, start a little bit like more narrow in your focus. If you look at some of the biggest gaming channels, or you can look at like a lot of commentary channels that are kind of in the gaming space, right? Like they started with kind of like a small, narrow focus, and they eventually branched out, and then they started releasing videos where they're just kind of giving their opinions about the game, and then they're like, I'm going to just give my opinion about this trending topic, and you know, the organic like branch out can happen organically. You don't have to force it, and I certainly wouldn't start because when you show us a channel like that, we instantly assume you haven't picked a focus yet, and we're just gonna get fixated on it, and that's gonna be all of our advice is like focus. Well, you can eventually, you've seen so many creators do it, you can eventually branch out within reason. You want to still make sure through research that, okay, I think my audience would like this content, but I also think we'll get a lot of new people. But start, just try. If you can master riding a bike, eventually you can work your way up to a unicycle. But start with a bike. Isn't that a great analogy?
I never thought
I just came up with that.
A unicycle reference into a live stream, but
I did it.
You heard it here first.
I need a sound effect, Jeff. No, it was a good thing. It was a good thing.
We've got a new member, and
I hate it here.
Overload. We got a new member. We got a new member, and this is my sound effect for this guy. The bearded IT dad is firing shots left, right, and center, but they are a new member. We've got a super chat here from Dad Among Men. Just submitted for a channel view. Love vidIQ. We love you back, but of course, we won't audit your channel based on a super chat. But we do have a question here from Trader Bubbers. Is there a sweet spot for number of uploads? It seems to me that about every 3 to 4 days. Most of his video impressions slow after 3 days, with Mondays and Saturdays being best for instant views?
Ooh, this is a
I'm
good
sure we'll have
question.
some different answers here.
Yeah.
What do we think?
Yeah, this is an interesting question. I always tell you that the frequency of how often you upload is really up to you as the creator, because you have to decide how you can fit uploading into your normal work-life balance. Because whatever you decide, you have to be able to consistently do that week in, week out, or every other week, or every day, however often you decide. The more important thing is how consistently are you doing it. It's not about how often you do it. It's about how consistently can you maintain that frequency. So as long as you can figure out a consistent way to maintain it, you have hit the golden ticket there.
Any other thoughts?
Test things?
Yeah.
Here's my thought on this. I think it really depends on how unique and unreplicatable your content is. What I mean by that is, if you're a Mr. Beast or a Mark Rover, these channels that just spend sometimes millions of dollars on videos and have exclusive access to things, or can just do something that no one else can do, you can take as long as you want making your content because you're irreplaceable. However, if your content is quite similar to your competitors, then you are replaceable. And if you're not posting content and viewers are happy to watch something else that is similar to your content, then I think you will be replaced. So I know YouTube goes on about that. You can take a break. You definitely can take a break, but viewers aren't taking a break. They still want content. And if they can get a similar quality piece of content somewhere else, then YouTube naturally is going to serve them up videos that are being published. So maybe that's not a good answer, but that's just how I think a viewer operates on YouTube. They want to watch something, and YouTube is going to find the best video for them when they're on the platform.
Yes.
Silence suggests that everyone agrees. Tamarowski, my titles are in Spanish and I do live stream shorts on long form videos. Would it help to get more exposure if my titles are in English?
Depends on the audience, right? Like who would
you... If your audience speaks Spanish, then I think you should very much cater to their audience.
Yeah. And here's the thing too with Spanish titles, which I thought was kind of interesting with Google Chrome, is that it auto translates them to English on my on my YouTube. So if I go to a Spanish channel, all the titles are in English because it's auto translating them. So that kind of tripped me out at first, and I had to turn that off so that I could see channels like what their actual titles were, right. Which was kind of interesting. But here's the thing. Your titles in Spanish and you do live streams. If you're live streaming in Spanish, you're obviously targeting a Spanish audience. What would I want you to think, what would more exposure, quote unquote, do for you for people who don't speak Spanish? Right. So I want you to kind of think about that logically. So if you're targeting people who are in Spanish, then I would continue to focus on that, because the Spanish market, as far as YouTube is concerned, is growing. Yeah. So definitely stay focused on that. Unless you're going to start doing videos in English, which I would suggest doing that on a different channel, then have your titles be in English. But yeah, for right now, I wouldn't do that.
Excellent answer, Jeff. Christelle Stroud. I think they're just telling us what their channel niche is. Relaxed point of view synth. Cool. Great to know. Sound effect, please, Jeff, for a new member.
Nice.
For 9 finger wrenching, you've just become a member. And this will probably be the last super chats we do today. Gmod Nextbot uploaded a video yesterday that I didn't create. It was just a compilation, gained 2,000 subscribers overnight, but I'm worried I won't be accepted into the YouTube partner program.
I don't think one video is going to break your partnership. You would have to do that consistently for YouTube to like sound the alarm. But one video is not going to hurt it. But what I would advise is to be careful about that, because if you didn't get permission to make that compilation, those creators could be knocking on your door.
Yeah, just don't do that. Like, here's the thing, right? It can gain you numbers, but it's arbitrary, especially if it's not something you made, because then what's the point of it, right? If you're actually trying to get monetized, then what are we doing? You're hustling backwards. So it's got to be stuff that you're making if you don't want to have any sort of risk, right? Because why risk it?
Yep.
Why risk having that one video on your channel that could hurt you getting monetized in the future? So that's the thing that I'm gonna say to everybody. If you didn't make it, don't use it.
You may fall into the reused and repetitious content trap as well. YouTube keep telling us about rewarding original content creators, and it sounds like a compilation from somebody else's footage isn't that.
No.
Yeah.
We don't work for YouTube.
Nope.
But I'm looking at your channel, and you usually get 500 views, 4,000 views, 2,000 views, and then you have one that has 340,000 views. That's going to probably contribute a lot of watch time as well.
Yeah.
Which is probably what you want to be more concerned about rather than subscribers in this sense, because you've got 5,000 subscribers. It's probably the watch time which YouTube are going to be interested in. But hey, we could be completely wrong as well.
Also, in YouTube Studio, there is a copyright tab. And even if you're partnered, that's like the best case scenario. You get partnered anyway. There's every single video that you use in your compilation is going to tell the individual creators of those videos in your compilation, hey, a percentage of your video was used in here. Would you like to do something about that?
Yep.
And what they can do is copyright your video, and then they can take the revenue from it. So even if you're partnered, now people are siphoning off your revenue if they want to. So it exposes you to so much risk. And if you're trying to build a business, if you want to make YouTube your job, like a lot of us do, you don't want to risk your business like that. You just don't. So yeah, I know a lot of channels do compilation videos. It comes at great risk.
Dan just told you the nice version. Did not know nice version that there are creators out there that will literally have your video taken down if you use any part of their footage. So, yeah.
Oh,
be careful.
And that is all. Whoa, what's this?
You now you've done it.
I don't really want to.
There was one more.
Yeah, it's got like a semi cuss word in it. I don't know. Is it a cuss word?
They're mad.
Yeah. So I'm going to read it out, but I don't want to show it on screen. Right. So this is from Mag1GNO, like one of our members. They're really ticked off that my shorts have 2,000 views in the first hour, plus 120% retention, but nobody comments. What can I do? It is Spanish mania. LOL.
Did you give them a reason to comment?
Exactly. Is there a call to action in the short? Because if not, then what are they going to do with that?
Did you ask a question?
Yeah.
I have shorts with hundreds of thousands of views and dozens of comments.
Yeah.
Like people on shorts are kind of swiping and swiping and swiping. Like it doesn't mean they didn't like it. It's a short. So it's harder to comment on those.
We are 300 subscribers, 302 subscribers shorts. With 17 minutes left. It ain't happening, folks. It ain't happening. So what we'll do is we'll read out all of the members who joined vidIQ who weren't in this live stream. So I'll read out 3 and then I'll pass it on to somebody else. So Black and Wyatt Records, Nivesh and Nilesh, Drone63, Restauranto Me Energy. Sorry, that's kind of cut off. Dan, who else has joined us as a member?
We got Flawless Skin 4. We have Kids Gameplay. We have Visual Bookshelf. We have Psyched Facts.
All right, stop, because you'll do them all. We won't have any left. Jeff, the last 3 here. I think all of these joined before this live stream.
Oh, okay. So we got Divine Digital Media, we got Made Boss, and we got Patrick Roebuck. Hashtag salute.
Thanks all of you for becoming members.
To the nation, baby. Welcome to the nation.
Of the vidIQ Nation. Yeah, let's go with vidIQ Nation. I like that, Viper. So, what button am I clicking next? All right, it has been a bit of a roller coaster ride of a live stream, so we haven't got too long to do our random channels, but here's what happens. You've been submitting in the forms. We have 500 non-gaming channels and 384 gaming channels, so we just need to ensure that the CLAAAW is going to pick all of them. And so here we go. We're going to pick out a number, and we take that number and put it in a form, and we're going to audit this channel, which we haven't seen at all yet. This is a shorts channel. I can hear the music in the background. I forgot to turn it
Oh,
off.
sorry. I'll get rid of that.
Thanks, Dan. So we are auditing FourLoaves, I think is the channel. And they're a shorts channel. And it looks like they capture nature and wildlife mostly. So just general thoughts. Let's start with you, Viper. Just like a quick thought on this one. What do you think?
This is like one of those, well, at least the initial vibe I'm getting at, this is one of those comfort channels. Like if you just want to watch animals in their natural habitat, that is the vibe that I'm getting from this channel. And that's pretty cool. I don't know how positioned it is for rapid growth, but if you just want comfort content, this is the place to be.
That didn't have any audio on it whatsoever. I don't think any of these have any audio.
Okay, that's not good. Oh, we need audio.
Oh, no, sorry, they do. I'll tell you what I need to do.
Oh,
This
the
is like
volume of the thing.
This is the
right.
pro trick. You got to go back to the here, put the volume up in the long form,
Okay,
then
okay,
go
there
to
we
the
go.
short, and then you can. No, that's a bit
Okay.
annoying. YouTube, you need to fix
This
that.
huge snake you're seeing here, the Upper McKinney Falls at McKinney Falls State Park in
Okay.
Austin, Texas. It is a great place to swim and enjoy the nature all around you.
So I have a couple bits for this channel. So
Yeah.
I like the way it started because it was like this snake was seen right here. Like, so there's like level of interest as soon as you scroll the short. I would have liked to see captions because even with the volume at full blast, it was kind of hard to hear. And
Sure.
captions on shorts are just kind of quintessential shorts at this point. This is a good way to do it too. This jumping spider is in the hunt for food. Like just having a caption just that sits there throughout the video is a good thing to do as well. You know, it's all about with shorts. It's all about making it as watchable to as many viewers as possible because a lot of people are watching on mute. So something to kind of consider there. I do feel like this one
is unbearable here. What's going to happen?
Yeah, this one's
I'm getting
taking a
scared.
while to get started.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
And this is also why I stay home.
I've just
Yep.
freaked out everybody watching this
Jeff, I'll
live
stay
stream.
home,
I do
yo.
apologize.
Yeah,
Goodness,
I want to.
I'm not going to sleep tonight.
You can get out of it anytime.
Yeah.
Dan to the board.
If ever this sound effect was appropriate.
Oh, his sound effect killed his stream.
Come on,
There you go.
Thank you.
So there's like shorts here with like hardly any views at all compared to like that snake one. So I'd be looking to see what's the hook on those shorts. Like, is there a reason people are not sticking around? So continue looking at shorts where people are showing off wildlife and stuff that have a lot of views and see like, okay, how could I kind of replicate some of the things they're doing when people scroll their short? Why don't they scroll away immediately? Because sometimes you're having that. Sometimes that people scroll away fast and the short kind of stops dead in its tracks. So you want to avoid that.
I'm going to move on because I want to try and get in a few channels if we can. So 475, I don't think
This is the lightning round. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, a little bit. 1, 2, 4 for the gaming channel. TwigVtuber is the name of the channel. So they have 300 subscribers. Is it a mix of shorts and long strike? Is this appropriate content? I don't know.
It might, some of it might not be. Let's
okay.
not click into anything. Let's just,
sure.
let's say like the obvious advice here is that you are playing Minecraft and then you're kind of doing the VTuber thing with a totally different game. And so it kind of feels like you're catering to two totally different audiences, totally different worlds. So this is where I said earlier, we kind of get hung up on this sometimes, but channel focus, like being a VTuber might maybe be what you think the focus is. Cause I noticed you put like VTuber in titles like a Minecraft video and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's not really a channel focus. It's like just a thing people do. You know, if you wanted to be a VTuber focused channel, I would assume there'd be content about how to have a VTuber and like VTuber tips and things like that. But that's not what you're doing. You're trying to use VTuber as like the through line to all the content, where in that sense, you're not catering to somebody who is going to get value from like your advice and your topics about specific games, specific themes. So I think you should kind of rethink your channel focus based on just the titles and thumbnails I'm seeing.
Excellent advice, Dan. I don't think anybody needs to add any more to that. So what I'll do with this one is I'll let Viper and Jeff tussle away on this channel, which is Midnight Math Tutor. I sense we may have audited this channel before, but we'll soon find out. So, Jeff and Viper, quick thoughts.
Ooh, no. Viper said no. We got to work on these thumbnails, man. This ain't. No.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. First, like I think where Viper's getting at first is like you don't need your logo in every single thumbnail. That's first.
Yeah.
I know that this is about math and things of that nature, but there is a lot of characters going on this screen on each thumbnail. I mean, I'm looking at one of them right now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, it's so there is so much to read on the thumbnail that it's just like, come on, man. So that's the only thing that's kind of bugging me about it. I would probably, if I were you, do a bit of niche research, do a bit of thumbnail research for this type of content to see what's actually working. And if this is what's actually working, then you can feel free to disregard what I'm saying. But for me, it's just really busy.
Jeff, Viper, you just had a
visceral reaction to
tiny
these thumbnails.
YouTube mental breakdown when we saw this channel. So
yeah, Viper had a visceral reaction because these thumbnails lack soul. There's no humanity to them. I need some type of humanity. I know it's math, and math is math at its core, but this is YouTube. And on YouTube, we need some type of human connection, some human emotion to your thumbnails, and this is just not it. I'm pretty sure that even though this is just math content, there's a way to include a type of human element to math, because at the core, who's doing the math? Humans are doing the math. So there needs to be some type of human connection to these thumbnails, and I'm not getting it.
So I just did a quick search to see what the thumbnail style is here.
Even some of those that have it are much cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
These videos
also
are very old. I
was just going to say, here's the problem with math. They're not updating it a lot.
Agreed.
I don't know what it is. Like, a lot of industries love to update their products. Math is just like math. So that is something you're fighting against.
Oh god. Well, it's still on version 3.14, and then the rest of the pie joke. Sorry, carry on, Dan.
The math is not mathing anymore.
The math not mathing.
So you have to approach it from like a new perspective, and solving individual equations is one thing, but maybe it's more about guides. You say you're a math tutor. I think, people looking for solutions to specific equations could be one way to approach it, but maybe you could talk more broadly about the type of math you're doing. And maybe you're doing that already, and you're just trying to kind of do a mix of both. But search is going to help you quite a bit. And just trying to kind of figure out who your audience is.
I loved math until all the numbers changed to letters.
I never loved it. Math and I have always had a hate-hate relationship.
Oh, hello. I think we have just randomly dropped an old Man Gibb to audit his channel.
Oh.
That's cool. New member of vidIQ Nation. Frequent live stream watcher.
Also a Maxer.
And a vidIQ Maxer. And now they've randomly been picked for a channel audit. So let's rip into him and tell him how good share.
Oh, goodness.
Right. So,
okay, so Banner.
400 subscribers.
Banner says X4, Foundations, No Man's Sky, Ark, Valheim, and more. These games are games to me that feel similar. Like, all those games have like a lot in common, in my opinion, which is fine. That's pretty cool. If we look at the titles, look at the thumbnails, Gibbs Epic Quest for a free mining ship. Is that No Man's Sky? Because it doesn't seem like it is, and it's kind of hard to tell. And it definitely isn't.
Is it?
Okay, looking at that.
Okay.
So if you're going to play these different games, like maybe the title of the game could help in this case. And then think about the title too, Gibbs Quest for an epic mining vessel. We know you. You're here all the time. But the new viewers out there, they don't know who you are, and Gibbs Quest almost sounds like a mission in the game. Like, it almost sounds official, And I'm kind of saying that as a compliment, but also it's a harder sell. So what's the value of that video? Like, I'm sure the people who watch it also want to find an epic mining vessel for themselves. So now you're approaching the video a little bit differently. You're trying to get people in there who are just looking for themselves, and you're going to bring them along on your journey. But throughout the video, you're giving them tips. You're telling them where you went wrong. You're telling them the parts of your journey where you wasted some time. And yeah, so I would be, again, thinking about the packaging and thinking about like when people get into the video, what they're going to get. Rob is circling videos.
Yeah, it's the titles of these. I think they're clearer and more engaging to the viewer. Like it's an update, some unbelievable news in this game, or a glimpse into an update, or what's next for this game. You know, you're engaging the viewer before they've even clicked on the video. So it's creating a bit of intrigue and curiosity. And so, you know, we often talk about if you want to have a loyal audience coming back to your content, then if you become the de facto source of new information on a game, these videos are proving it. You know, even with the small sample size that we have here, these get hundreds of views, whereas what looks to be your let's play videos, just with slightly more thought of titles, there's still that problem, I think, of me playing game versus me giving value to a viewer who wants to learn more about this game.
And listen, me can play game. Like that's totally a thing people do on YouTube still. It's just, you don't want to pitch it as me playing game. You want to pitch it as like, you know, the thing you did in that video. And when people get in there, they kind of realize, oh, it's a let's play, but you have a very specific goal in that let's play. So like sometimes you use text on your thumbnails and you kind of cover the subject of the thumbnail with text that's kind of similar to the title, but what if you just used one word, like an adjective or something with an arrow pointing at the spaceship or whatever it might be, you know, just trying to draw intrigue in those titles and those thumbnails. I think that'd be a lot effective.
That's like the biggest barrier that I've come across when working with gaming creators, let's play creators, has been to get them to have this mental shift away from watch me play this game. Why? To get them to have a mental shift of setting a goal, creating a challenge, creating something click-worthy, right? Doing a little bit of homework prior to turning on the game, so that way they can have a proper title and a proper thumbnail and have a goal set up for what they want to do during this let's play to make this content clickable. Getting those types of creators, and I'm not speaking for all of them, but this has been the biggest thing that I've come across as a coach, has been people that don't want to have that mental shift. All they want to do is turn on the game and play. But why do I want to watch that as a viewer? Give me a reason to watch. And if we can get more creators to have that mental shift of how can I make this more intriguing to new people, especially because I know my core people, they're going to show up whatever I do. We're not worried about them. We're worried about bringing in new people so we can grow our channel. How can I bring those people in? Right. So that's been my biggest thing. And I really wish that more of the gaming creators could kind of make that mental shift. Like, how can a little bit of homework beforehand can go such a long way in improving their channels.
I want to jump off that point real quick, Rob. I know you're trying to like move on, but real quick, there is a mentality that like Ed, our colleague in this whole space, says, what if you were trying to get a certain comment on your video, right? You want people to leave a very specific type of comment. That is like a way I'm trying to approach my content. And so I'm doing more of these challenges, but what they're doing is they're taking me more time to prepare. So I'm doing less content, but I'm getting the comments that I want because people are talking about how much fun they're having in the video or the live stream versus before where they were enjoying the content, but clearly not as much. Now they're going out of their way to tell me without me prompting them, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. I never laughed so hard or whatever. So be thinking about like a viewer's experience. And that goes back to the research Jeff was talking about ahead of time before you record.
You are welcome, old man Gibb. I know I usually try to do this at the very start of the live stream, but we've got to do Gaming Corner, right? Since there's 4 of us in the live stream. So
that's
folks,
what we want to move on to?
Let us know in the chats what video game you've been playing over the last week, as long as it's not Zelda.
I will send you to Jesus.
Dan, what video game have you been playing? Is it RuneScape?
Well, yes.
Good, all right. Dan's done. Viper, what have you been playing?
Viper did qualify because of what Rob did.
Oh, yeah, see, I played that too.
So here's the thing. Like, I haven't played, even forgot what the game's called. Is it Tears of the Kingdom?
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't played it, so I can't judge it. Is it amazing? Is it better than Breath of the Wild?
Yes.
Imagine Breath of the Wild, but if they did it differently.
Jeff, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Forza, actually. Ooh. So they had an update a month or two
ago.
Which
one? The latest one?
Yeah, it's Forza Horizon. 5, if I remember correctly. But
yeah,
they had an update like a couple of months ago. They added anti-lag turbos. It's a lot of fun. I just go in there and play, man. I just go in there and drive clear across mountains. Just, I'm not doing anything in particular. Sometimes I'll do the goals, but I'm just having fun.
That's good point, Lassie. but we're playing video games.
Wow. Shots fired.
I am still playing. I can't remember if I've said this last week, but I've started playing Rage 2, which has got a lot of criticism as another sandbox, wasteland, post-apocalyptic RPG shooter, very similar to Borderlands. But I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to keep playing it until I finish it. And then I might move on to God of War, Ragnarok. Finally. Viper, Jeff, Dan, do you want to go into a little bit of overtime? I'm not saying overtime to get us to 1.5 million subscribers.
Oh.
That's going to take another 3 hours. But do you want to do a couple more channels?
I'll do it.
Sure.
Jeff, can you reply with a suitable sound effect? That's just resigned continuing of channel audits. All right, we're going to do 2 more. 1 for each type of channel. So 2, 2, 1. Because we've had a lot of fun and mirth, and I think we haven't been paying, we haven't dedicated too much time to channel audits today.
But the mirth, sir.
Yeah.
Mirth, fun.
The mirth.
Yeah.
For whimsy.
Yes.
Oh, I love it, Dan. 1,000 subscribers has been reached for Lee and Loz. Travel, adventures, vibes. I don't know why I'm doing that. Just vibes. What's going on? Who's pressing buttons?
Wow. I was trying to get your dab or whatever.
Oh, my dab. Yeah. Well,
hold on. What is this?
All right.
That's not.
Oh Lord, please don't.
Right. Okay. These look like fantastic thumbnails. Some of the best ones I've seen today, actually.
Do you think there's any mirth in Perth?
Landscapes. I don't know, Jeff. Probably. Those Australians are very Murphy people. Okay.
A lot of value so far for this channel.
Yes. Fantastic thumbnails. Like if you want to use text on a thumbnail and have it complement this one in particular, the negative space here, I think, even though it's not one of their more clicked thumbnails, I just think that's a really beautiful thumbnail, how it's been designed. Yep. So I think they are, well, it says they're backpackers from the UK who are traveling around Australia, I would assume. I feel like they're getting a lot of, they're building up a tribe for their content. So probably quite a lot of return viewers.
2 videos in the middle here. There's Melbourne vlog, but under it, there's our first thoughts of Melbourne. And if you scroll down just a tiny bit more, you'll see the difference in views. So 2.6K views on the vlog versus 15K views on our first thoughts of Melbourne.
Yeah,
right.
I think me and Dan are on the same page with this one.
Yeah. So vlogs, great, but you don't have to say it's a vlog. People kind of get that sense when they get in there. Like, could you have titled that video similarly to your first thoughts on Melbourne? It obviously isn't your first thoughts anymore. You're there now, but top 5 spots or, top worst spots, something like that. There's just kind of different ways of pitching that video.
Or even at a more simple basic, flip the title around, put Mamba Festival, Phillip Island, and then Melbourne Vlog, if you want to do it that way. At least people know what to expect, like right at the beginning of the title, so that the later part of the title is not cut off because they're going to get truncated anyway.
They've got repeatable. Go ahead, Jeff. Go on.
Oh no, I just agree. That's all.
I was going to say they have repeatable series here. So you've picked out rightly here, Dan, like our first thoughts on Melbourne. They've just repeated the title, different location. Good performance once again. Yep. Should you live in Melbourne? Our honest thoughts, pros, cons. 15,000 views. They can do the same for Perth. I think there's 2 video series there that can be the pillar of content. So keep reinforcing that. And then you can still have these experimental videos with different titles and thumbnails as well.
Agreed. Yeah, you can apply. These are like templates.
Yeah.
Or basically where you're seeing known success on a video format on your channel that is repeatable. So it doesn't matter if it's Perth, if it's Sydney, if it's San Francisco. It doesn't matter because you have a format that has worked before and you can apply this to different locations. Especially if you can have multiple ones, like 5 reasons to visit and then 5 reasons not to visit. And then the things I like, pros and cons, whatever it might be. But you can develop these different formats that you can have, 3 or 4 or 5 videos ready to go for whatever location you visit.
Go ahead.
Go on, Viper. Go ahead. Go ahead.
A large part of being on YouTube, at least to me, from the way I view and create on YouTube, is about confirmation bias. Two of the biggest reasons why I come to YouTube is for confirmation bias on either something I buy or see or think I might enjoy, or I might want the completely opposite end of the spectrum and I want to see why somebody didn't like something. So when you can put your opinion into the title at the forefront of the title, you are probably going to get a lot more eyes than if you just put something basic like a vlog or something that doesn't appeal to the human emotion. So,
Snock, Lock, Dan. I don't know why, but just having this timer on, I know it's not like the chosen thumbnail, it's probably a random one, but just having this timer intrigues me.
Mm-hmm. It's it implies like speed build, and yep, that's exactly what it is.
Ooh.
So you sped up the footage. You're talking about basically how long it takes to build this from scratch, which is great. And yeah, it looks like they're telling a story too, because I saw like a comment that they got.
Yeah,
and
comment engagement. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a few things you could do to kind of like amp this up a little bit. What if the camera was panning? There are mods that do that for you. So you're building and there's a camera recording and panning the whole time. That would make it way more dynamic. And then we don't know what the sound is like, but you know.
Also comment what's next.
Okay, so like the TikTok
Who's
kind of like AI voice.
AI voice.
Yeah, which is fine. I would like to.
I'd like to build this houseboat.
Sorry, it's really loud now.
Yeah, I would like to see just even more of that. And then I'm noticing the Pokemon video there. They built like I see the Pokeballs, like they're building a stadium. Can you build more iconic things like SpongeBob Pineapple, Pokemon stadiums? Like, yeah, like this sort of thing is really cool. And it's recognizable for two reasons now. It's Minecraft and it's Pokemon. It's Minecraft and it's SpongeBob. So that's just a few different things for you. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just look to enhance it. My next tip would, be my next thing for you would be the panning camera.
And have I tried to do the same thing in long form content as well? And it just hasn't taken off at all, like 5 views, which it's a bit of a shame, a bit disappointing. Is there any?
It's hard to see. The problem is it's backlit, the thumbnail. That's one problem. Like it's a very impressive build when you look at it closely, but you when you backlight your builds like that, the background is very nice and lit, but like because you're using a shader mod, the sun is going to have a very certain position. So you just have to change the time of day in the game to make it so the build is lit from the front. And that's one thing you could do to help. It's not going to, I think there's building I don't know what it is about building windmills, by the way. We see so many channels in the Minecraft space that do builds always go straight to windmills. You could do a whole video on that. Why does their Minecraft channel build a windmill? Like, and then it could be about you building a windmill, but it's you commentating saying, I have the best windmill. But I don't know why everyone does that. To play around with different ideas, different trends. Everyone builds windmills.
What a whistle-stop tour of channel audits we've done today. It's been amazing. It's been incredible. It was almost emotional, but we were 260 subscribers short. So you will have to wait for that big reveal next week.
You can unsubscribe now and then subscribe next week.
What was that, Jeff? You've had something to say via soundboard?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Please zip
That's
all of your
express my
sound
disappointment
effects and send them my way after this live.
Oh, good.
I did want to mention earlier on, Jeff, you hinted that as a coach, you've been giving this advice out to creators. So please tell us what you mean by you being a coach. Dan, stop doing that.
So yeah, every now and then I like to, coach, football games and, hockey and stuff. I'm just kidding. So I don't know why Rob just walked off. That's so weird. Yeah. So as far as coaching goes, I work with our coaching team with a vidIQ Max program. So that's one of our group coaching products that we offer at vidIQ. We have a private Discord server. At this point, we have 46 sessions that we've recorded with all kinds of different advice explaining the algorithm. We've also brought on creator experts. So a very, very awesome community that we've built in there, answering all types of questions, helping channels grow. It's myself, it's Travis, and it's also Alexi. But we have an amazing community with some awesome Max members that are always around helping people out. So huge shout out to them as well. Myself, Alexi, Travis, and Tish, and we're doing it big in vidIQ Max, and that's what we do, and it's a lot of fun.
We have a link in the description. Viper, before you joined us, we were talking about the Twitter competitions you hold every week. And you're also our Instagram maestro. Tell us a little bit more about those areas of vidIQ.
So I was actually about to say how lucky and blessed I am to be working at vidIQ. I recently had commented on my comment session, and under the account that I was commenting on, I haven't really, people don't know who I am and what I do. So when somebody recognized me and I had to tell them like, yeah, I'm the head of social media at vidIQ, they were kind of surprised because they're like, hey, I use vidIQ packages. So it's always cool as a creator when you can associate yourself with brands that make a positive impact on the community. And I'm fortunate and lucky enough to be employed with vidIQ. Even before I began working here almost a year and a half ago, I was using vidIQ products. So I'm blessed to be here. As Rob was alluding to, I am the head of social media. I run our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram accounts. And I host a live stream on Instagram for us every Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern. We do have a weekly Twitter thumbnail audit where the community judges who has the best thumbnail for that weekend, and if you win, you get a channel audit on the live stream. So as creators, just be mindful of the brands that you associate yourself with and make sure those brands are positive. And because that's a reflection on you as a creator too. You might not think so, but the brands that you choose to associate with are a direct reflection of people and how they will view you as a creator. So just be careful about that and protect your rep at all costs.
And are we allowed to congratulate you on some recent news you shared with us about a certain thing you're going to be?
Yes, absolutely.
Is that public information? Yeah. So tell us what you do in the real world sometimes regarding YouTube.
Yeah. So Rob, who doesn't miss a thing, is alluding to the fact that for the third year in a row, I will be the MC at Vid Summit. For those of y'all who are not familiar, Vid Summit is pretty much the Super Bowl of creator conferences. It's put on by Mr. B, Daryl Eves, and Sean Durrance. I've been fortunate enough to be chosen as an MC for the past 2 years, and I'm going to be MC again for this year, Vid Summit. So I will see you all in Dallas. I know Rob and Jeff are going to be there as well. We got to get Dan out of town. Hopefully we can get Dan out there, but we'll see. But yeah, that could be awesome. Appreciate you, Rob. Thank you.
And Dan, you're just here. I enjoy your company. Do you have anything to say?
Lights.
Everybody likes Dan's lights. By the way, I did
color though. Every time I see your light, they're the same color.
Well, I know I changed them last week, but there was something different.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. If you want the Travis Infinity
Viper thinks my lights are boring.
No, I didn't say that.
If you want the Travis Infinity clock, we do have a link in the description. #affiliate if you're interested. All right. There's going to be a bit of a reveal here now. We are so close.
Oh.
It's kind of here, but I can't reveal it until next week. I don't think. Well, I could start unwrapping it, and then Dan, you could kind of just stop the live stream as I'm unwrapping it. Like, you'd have to do it now.
Have to when?
Well, like now.
Oh, so like the outro video? Hold on, I'm finding it.
Now,
okay. I think hovering on the outro video.
I can't do this forever. Can we...
Rob running out of energy, yo.
Yeah.
Rob is waffling at this point.
Just give us a little more of a tease, and maybe I'll hit the button.
Can you quit, please?
A little bit more.
Oh my God, it's not
tiny
so
bit.
bad.
Can you give us a tiny bit more?
What are we doing here?